Hello everyone, my name is Keane, and in this particular video installment I believe that I am going to be able to convince anyone who is listening or paying attention that Jesus Christ, if he actually existed, if he is what Christians say he is, then Jesus Christ was in fact a terrorist. Here's some of the examples. One of the things that cause terrorists to be fanatical and extreme is the fact that they're willing to kill themselves as well as other people in order to achieve whatever it is that they think that they're going to get out of it. Now, as we all know, Jesus Christ was one of the most legendary martyrs of all time. He killed himself in order to get what he thought he was going to get out of it. He believed, as the Muslims did, as they crashed a plane into the Twin Towers, he believed that also whenever he died that he was going to go to a better place, and that what he had done, that his death would somehow be special or important or accepted or wonderful beyond the gods. That is exactly the way a terrorist thinks about things. Another thing that one also can notice about Jesus Christ is he always believed that he was the way and the truth and the light. Well, most of your terrorist groups believe that somehow they are moral and ethically correct for what they do. They don't go into a building and blow everybody up simply because they think that they're wrong or that they're unethical. Somehow they have deluded themselves to believing that when they harm others, this is morally just because of the goals that they are trying to accomplish. Again, Jesus Christ had the same frame of mind. He believed that he was the truth, just as the Muslims believed that they were the truth whenever they did what they did. The Nazis believed that they needed to kill entire groups of people. Millions of people died in the name of Nazis and Adolf Hitler's regime and all of his beliefs and views. And while doing so, Hitler believed that he had some kind of authority given to him from God to do all these things: genocide, murder, torture, gassing. You understand if you're a student in history. Well, Jesus Christ also believed the same thing. In fact, he actually believed that he was God, according to some Christians. He believed that it was fine to destroy people and kill people, and even clearly states in the book of Revelation that he will torture and torment people, and that they're getting what they've come for. One of the other interesting things that you may want to look at too is that the Nazis believed that the most justified and best thing to do with Jews were to gas them and throw them into a hot furnace where their body would basically crumble under the heat and exhaustion and gas. Well, guess what? Jesus describes hell as an everlasting fiery pit, a lake of fire in which he will throw anybody that wasn't chosen by him from birth, that they're going to burn in his own furnace. This is another reason how you can tell that Jesus Christ was not only just a terrorist, but a maniacal dictator who had charisma. Well, most of our leaders throughout history have been maniacal, and they have been proven to be very charismatic and articulate and good at talking about what they say. Jesus Christ was also known for threatening people repeatedly, threatening people with eternal damnation, threatening people that if they don't do his way, then they will be destroyed, they will suffer. Even made it clear that the reason why people are handicapped and crippled is because they somehow wronged him by sinning. So that is why God made them the way they are. That's clear in the Old Testament as well as the New Testament. So Jesus Christ is a terrorist. Another thing that we may want to pay attention to as well. As most of you know, Jesus Christ is not the white, hippie, American-looking man that you see in your local pictures at your Catholic church. Jesus Christ has been theorized to be dark-complected due to the region that he came from. Now, being that he is analyzed as being dark complected, that by default should tell you that he is a terrorist. What most people believe is the reason why they have the problems and the racial issues that they do is because someone may share a different skin color than them. And by default, if you're not white, you're screwed. Just ask any Nazi or Aryan or KKK member. Just ask any Muslim. Anybody of a different color, there might be something wrong. They may have not been chosen by God. So it is something to think about. Some other things. Warlords and dictators throughout the beginning of time have always used their favorite tools of choice: fear. Fear of death. Fear of suffering and pain. Well, Jesus Christ was no different in any way. Adolf Hitler made it appear as though we should care about certain people, that the Nazis are the chosen folks, that everyone should look up to and praise. But everybody else was confliction. Everyone else was basically trash, bugs, insects under his feet. Well, Jesus also seen things the same way. He believed that the Jews were the chosen people, that they were the only ones chosen of God, where everybody else, such as the Gentiles, were worthless. Even told a woman that walked up to him and asked him to heal her child that you are a dog and I do not heal dogs. I don't help people who are not of the chosen race. Of course, as many remember, she said yes, but even the dogs should get the crumbs from the master's table. She realized that she lived in a society where things were bad and that her race and her people were considered trash, even to the false prophets that walked the earth, such as Jesus Christ. So she went along with it, and as a good mother, she said what she had to say in order to get this horrid, charismatic, racist piece of shit to heal her own child. So this proves again that Jesus Christ was a terrorist. He was evil, maniacal, and he talked out of both sides of his mouth, as most terrorists do. You will notice when listening to a dictator or a leader or somebody who is like this, that they will tell you one minute that you ought to love and show kindness and respect, that we have a better society, we have a better way of doing things. Yet on the other hand, they'll sit there and they'll bring fire and torment and destruction. You'll also notice that these are the same people who say that they wish that they had peace, but they're also the same people, while saying it, will be holding a fucking gun or riding in a tank towards a genocidal scenario. So folks, I hope we've learned something. I hope we've gotten to the point where we understand that Jesus Christ is no role model. He's no leader we should look up. There is nothing different about what Jesus said or did that is any different than the Muslims who rammed their airplanes into our buildings, to all the Christians and Muslims out there who have murdered other people and then put a gun in their own mouth and shot their own brains out. Apparently, Jesus Christ so devalued life that he murdered himself to try to make his way seem right. Instead of simply living his life and trying to teach people to live in peace, he was the first one that told everybody, remember, I don't come in peace, I come with a sword. I am the destroyer of nations.